Lakers 111.
Lakers
Bucks 103.
Bucks
inside
103
of a minute to go.
Being a 113-106 final on ESPN LA 710, the Lakers win their 8th straight road game. They're 8-0 on the road this season. LeBron at a season high 34. Obviously, LeBron said it didn't really matter that Giannis topped him for MVP last year, but it's hard to really think. If you get inside the mind of LeBron, that wasn't a factor. By the way, Giannis also topped AD for Defensive Player of the Year, so there was some motivation for the Lakers. We'll get
to shoot. Three-pointer by LeBron. It's good! And the Lakers bomb away in Milwaukee, and that three-pointer should do it.
Got to get a great game out of Giannis Antetokounmpo, and they didn't get that. So the score actually, to me, was closer than this game was. The Lakers showed you right now why they are on a shelf all to themselves.
That's ESPN NBA analyst Tim Legler, and the numbers seem to back him up. Lakers 8-0 on the road, facing the Bucks. People thought it might be a finals matchup last year. Maybe we get it this year. You kind of have more confidence in the purple and gold than the Bucks right now to get it done. And for more on what's going to be a huge sports weekend in Milwaukee throughout the state of Wisconsin, we welcome in our colleague Jen Latta, co-host of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, 8 to 10 Eastern on 94.5 ESPN in Milwaukee. And of course, from College Game Day as well. All right, Jen, let's go right to the heart of the matter. What are people saying this morning? The Bucks, I know it's a regular season game. It was a litmus test against the King and the Lakers, but they come up short. What's the feeling this morning?
Good morning, guys. Great to be on the show with you. I think the litmus test is, and the reaction is, that the defensive strategy where you only protect the rim and you let teams shoot as many open threes as they want is not going to get it done in this NBA. So I think there's a little bit of criticism for Coach Bud right now, trying to figure out, how you can be defensive, how you can be solid defensively in both of those areas. And the Bucks just not doing that right now. And I think, you look at what Giannis is doing, and it seems like he's trying to figure out what his role is on this team, which is strange. We know that he's been working on his outside shot. There were times where it seemed like he was not driving hard to the hole, which, again, if that's an offense that they're working on, great. But then if you are going to be the guy who's driving hard to the hole and then you get put to the free throw line, you can't be shooting 58% from the line for the season. So I know they're still working on things. I know it's a new group of guys, and you're still figuring out whose roles are what and who's going to defend a guy like LeBron and who's going to defend an Anthony Davis when you have these types of matchups. But I think that there was a lot of room for improvement for this Bucks team yesterday.
Jen, let's talk about strategy. I mean, the last 2 seasons, the best record overall in the NBA, and the same strategy was used against this team in the playoffs to stop them multiple times. Is this a make or break year for Coach Bud?
I think that's fair, Jay. I think it's fair to say that they gave him a shot coming off of this season where they underperformed in the playoffs as well. I think a lot of people use the bubble atmosphere as a reason, not necessarily an excuse, but a reason why this team wasn't able to gel and find the same level of success in the postseason as in the regular season. But yeah, I think that's what that meeting was that he had with the Bucks brass at the end of last season. It was like, we're going to try to put these pieces around Giannis. We know we've got him for this long term now. They didn't at the time. But there is an expectation for him to evolve as a coach. And you're seeing it a little bit, guys. You're seeing guys like Giannis, guys like Middleton playing longer into games. There was so much criticism about the minutes that these guys played in the regular season and postseason last year. But you're seeing them creep a little closer to 40 minutes per game. And I think that at least is showing that Bud is evolving. Now we got to figure it out on the defensive side of things.
Jen, if Giannis is a skinny version of Shaq with the dominance he has on the court, does he have a Kobe on this team to help him win a world championship? Or Drew Holiday or Chris Middleton, do they have that in them to be the closers for this team?
Kobe is an awfully lofty goal, right? Like, we're talking about one of the greatest players to ever play the game. But I do think that a guy like Middleton can be the go-to guy if Giannis is going to play the Shaq. I read a great article earlier this week that was making that comparison, talking about how, even we joke about his free throws and how he's kind of creeping towards Shaq numbers in the free throw area. But you saw it earlier this week when they played the Nets, guys, and there was some criticism for it. I think even on your program, talking about why wasn't Giannis taking the ball late? Why wasn't he, taking ownership of the offense? Who took that last shot against the Nets? it was Chris Middleton from the outside. So I think that there is some thought there on this team that he could be the guy, and maybe Drew Holiday as well. You know, I've really been impressed with how he has adapted to this new squad. And there are times, guys, when I'm watching this Bucks team that Drew Holiday looks like the most calm, like smooth operator out there, which again is good for the Bucks, but you need the other guys to be there as well.
Jen, forget about the Bucks. Let's talk about some real stuff, what Milwaukee really cares about right now, which is the Green Bay Packers. How excited is Milwaukee right now for the chances the Green Bay Packers could wind up in Tampa for the Super Bowl?
Oh, they're incredibly excited. And look, a little bit of a damper yesterday as we learned that the...
Yeah, LeBron, after the 6 threes for you tonight, you're around 40% from three. You got KCP and Caruso in the mid-50s. How have you guys evolved as a shooting team from last season and even just in the last couple of weeks?
Well, I mean, I just think it's all part of chemistry and knowing your teammates, knowing where your teammates are going to be on the floor, you know, and that comes with games played, it comes with minutes on the floor, it comes with film sessions and things of that nature. When you start getting comfortable with your teammates, you know where guys are going to be, and you know where the shots is going to be taken from or where they're going to come from. So it's all about the chemistry on the floor.
In a bigger picture question, there was a widely publicized interview Giannis did in Greece where he said LeBron's the best player in the world. Didn't care it doesn't matter who the MVP is right now. I know you keep the main thing, but does that hit you a certain way? Just that kind of respect from a peer in that sense?
Well, anytime you're respected by your peers, it always means something. And, you know, to be respected by a guy in our league that's been so dominant over the last few years, obviously representing the MVP trophy over the last couple of years, and just what he does both on the floor and off the floor is very, very well received and very humbling as well. You know, for me, I just go out there and just try to, you know, implement the game in all facets of the game, both offensively and defensively, put my team in position to be successful and then live with the results. So, you know, that guy is damn good himself.
Dave? So LeBron, clearly there's mutual respect. Is there any satisfaction in having success against Giannis? You're now 16-5. Your teams were 16-5 in your career against him, and he's 10 years younger than you, and he's the back-to-back MVP. Yet you're still able to find success.
Nah, I mean, I think you know me. I think all you guys know me. It's never been about individual. You know, it's all about the team success, and that's all that matters. I can care less about that. I just try to play well and help our team wins versus any opponent, and that's what it's all about.
No.
LeBron, you know, last year in the bubble, you said that kind of the way the MVP vote pissed you off. I'm curious, you know, how did that anger stick with you at all? I mean, did you carry that into this season in any way, and how does it make you feel about the matchup with Giannis, and did it motivate you at all coming into this one?
No, I just think we didn't like the way we played, you know, or finished the game off in the second half versus Golden State, and you know, that sat with us for a couple of days. So we knew it was going to be a tough environment coming here playing against a very good team, a team that's been the top of the league or top of the Eastern standings and just been doing so many great things over the last couple of years, and obviously, you know, with their 3 All-Stars now, you can throw Drew in there. We know it's going to be very competitive, and we know it's going to be very challenging for us. So it was our job to just come out and try to implement our style to the game, and for me personally to do everything it needs to be done out on the floor, both offensively and defensively, to help us win this game. So you know, you live with the results after that.
AD has told us that you're one of the guys who's really helped him kind of expand his passing vision and understanding for how he can affect the game that way. Tonight, he has 3 straight assists at a critical stretch in the fourth quarter. What are you seeing from AD that you really that signals to you that he's really making strides as a passer?
I believe, you know, him being in New Orleans, a lot of people either didn't watch their games or just wasn't paying attention to the level of talent Anthony Davis was. And he got an opportunity to see a lot of one-on-one coverages, either because they didn't want him to allow his teammates to get off and they felt like he was going to always get his. But I felt like, you know, since he's been here, he's so damn good that I knew eventually he's going to see a lot of double teams. A lot of teams are not going to allow him just to play one-on-one because it's not one-on-one matchup that he can't exploit. So, him, me just being able to be a voice with him and seeing double teams throughout my whole career, either in the low post or out on the perimeter, just being him to see the second side of defenses, and he's continued to grow every every single game, every single film session. We kind of break those things down, what he sees on the floor, and tonight was another example of him just seeing the other side of the floor and putting the ball on time, on target, and guys knocking it down.
BT. What's up, Brian?
What's up, BT?
Hey, how much is the game slowing down for KCP? And do you guys plan on going to the White House now with the new administration there?
Well, KCP, he knows what he's out on the floor for us. That's to spread the